My name is Mary. I live in Ake village, a quiet place in Yoruba land. My father is a rich man. People call him Baba Oni Il because he owns many houses and lands. I grew up inside his big compound, surrounded by everything money could buy: fine clothes, plenty food, and people who answered to me. But even with all that, something was missing. People treated me with respect, but I knew it was not because of who I was. It was because of my father's money. My father always told me that one day I would marry a rich man, a man with big cars and land, a man who would grow his business and carry on the family name. Many of those men came. They wore suits, spoke big English, and smiled wide. But inside, they were all the same: proud, fake, cold. But then there was Peter. Peter worked for us. He cut grass, cleaned the compound, sometimes cooked in the back kitchen. People said he was just a worker, poor, nothing to look at. But I saw something different. Peter was calm, honest, and kind. He spoke softly, always greeted with respect, and never tried to show off. One day I fell sick. Doctors came, nurses came, but it was Peter who stayed beside me. He brought me water, wiped my head, and stayed by my side all night. No one told him to. He just did it from his heart. That night, lying weak in bed, I looked at him and felt something new. I didn't see a worker. I saw a man who cared, a man I loved. That was the day I knew I wanted to marry him, but telling my father was another thing. One morning, I sat with him on the veranda. I said, "Daddy, I want to marry someone." He looked at me and smiled. "Good, that lawyer from Ibadan." I shook my head. "No, Daddy, I want to marry Peter." He dropped his newspaper. "Peter the worker?" I nodded. "Peter the man who loves me, who stayed with me when I was sick." My father didn't shout. He just looked at me long and hard, then said, "I will think about it." It wasn't a yes, it wasn't a no, but he gave me hope. That evening, Peter and I were walking near the cashew trees. He noticed I was quiet. He asked if I was okay. I said, "Peter, I told my father about us." His eyes went wide. "You did what?" I said it again. "I told him I want to marry you." Peter was afraid. He said, "Mary, I love you, but I don't want to bring trouble to your life." I touched his hand and said, "You didn't bring trouble. You brought peace." He looked at me, held my face, and said, "I will never let you down." That moment, with the wind blowing and the stars above, I knew we were meant to be, but I also knew the real trouble was coming. Weeks passed. My father didn't say anything. He didn't call me. He didn't speak to Peter. I started to wonder if he was ignoring the whole thing. And then one afternoon, I was helping Peter with the generator when my father's voice shouted from the front of the house, "Mary, come to my study, now." I walked in. The room was dark. My father sat behind his big desk. His face was stiff. "I have been patient," he said, "but it looks like you have made up your mind." I said, "Yes, Daddy. I want to marry Peter." He hit the table with his hand. "Peter is a servant. What can he give you?" I answered, "He gives me love, respect, peace, things money can't buy." My father shook his head. "You want to throw away your future for a man with nothing?" I stood tall. "I'm not throwing anything away. I'm choosing the life I want." His voice rose. "If you marry him, don't come running to me when things go bad." I nodded. "I won't, because I believe in Peter." I left the room. My legs were shaking, but my heart was strong. That night, I told Peter everything. He was quiet at first. Then he held my hand and said, "Mary, I don't have money, but I have love. I will make you proud." I smiled. "You already do." We lay outside that night, looking at the stars. People may talk. My father may stay angry. Life may be hard. But I knew one thing for sure. I chose Peter, and he chose me. And love, real love, is stronger than pride, position, or power. We didn't just fall in love. We found something real, love that lives beyond the gates.